Okay, so as part of recapping last week, excuse me, we looked at the basic principles. I mean, what GIS really was, not basic principles, but why we needed GIS. Okay. So we said the G is for geography and information. When you combine word geographical with information, then we have geographic information. So geographic information is information that is really about the geography. We can just look at it that way. We also looked at some basic applications, not basic, but a couple of applications that we can, our application areas of GIS. So in that case, we looked at, excuse me, the military using it to find places, security applications. We looked at, of course, engineering application can be used. We can use it in agriculture, a whole lot of areas. But obviously, we are looking at GIS, application in civil engineering. So it's the same thing, just that, of course, your focus won't be on the social scientists or social sciences or other areas that may not be engineering. So we looked at all that, and then we said that it's very important that we use GIS because we need to track our daily activities. Everything that we do, we need to be tracked. So engineering, when we talk about engineering projects, then straight away, you know what we're talking about, tracking. Because for every you look at project management, straight away GIS fits into it. Like getting to know the progress of work, getting to know where assets are, etc. So GIS is really important to us, It's not just the geography, but the information and the system. Everything is being put together in the system. That's geographic information systems. Okay, so yeah, whole of application areas. So you need to take care of that, but most of the time you get a case study in the exams where I'm asking you to look at a particular project, and it will likely be, civil engineering. So you should just get ready for anything that's engineering. Talk about drainage network in civil engineering. Talk about, excuse me, railway infrastructure, so in that case, transport. Okay, talk about water resources. These are different, specialization areas in civil engineering, of course, yeah. We can talk about environment, dam sites, things like that, managing waste management. We can look at other areas in civil engineering, which we probably cannot even think about right now, but there are more areas to look at. IAK talk about geotech, geotechnical. They all got something to do with a place, a position, a location. And that is where the GIS comes in, because initially people just did their projects without recognizing or accepting that the geographical dimension of it was important. Okay. But then with time, you realize that people have come to, accept it. It's important that we need to have, that geographical aspect. So companies have kept a lot of data, and yet they have forgotten to include, the geographical aspects of the spatial dimension. Are you okay? Everything that happens somewhere in space. Are you okay? And so what that means is that you need to consider that it has an influence. For example, if the project is situated on top of a hill, it changes the dynamics. I mean, coming to AIT, I realized that the school is set on a hill, okay? And being set on a hill, it makes a big difference. You realize that you have to, getting resource uphill, on top of a hill, on the slope, is always going to be a big challenge. Are you okay? So we need to look at that spatial dimension of things. Are you okay? So spatial is geographical. Please, like I keep saying, this is a lecture. So follow my lead. Okay. So we hear spatial is the same as geographical. So last week this intro was done. Application areas. And we even started looking at the definitions. I think we probably looked at either the definitions or the components, but whichever way we look at it. Then we realized that GIS have different, there are different definitions of GIS. We talked about the toolbox definition. We talk about database definition of GIS. Then we also talked about organizational based definition. Organizational based definition. GIS is a very big thing, It's so popular that I teach GIS and then a lot of students decided, okay, enough of this. I want to just do my project in GIS. Okay. So yes, we have toolbox, organizational database definition. Okay, and there's a fourth one, which I think it will just come soon, sometimes it disappears. Or maybe I'm a bit hungry. But basically you have different definitions. Normally you hardly have different definitions for one thing. Okay. But GIS is very unique in that sense, that people tend to personalize it, to take it as their own. Okay. So yeah, GIS can be looked at in different dimensions, and we went on and we talked about the components of GIS. Excuse me. So the components of GIS, what are they? We said the hardware. Once you start with hardware, then you should follow with software. So we talked about software. Then we talked about methods. And we talked about the people who make the system work. We talked about the almighty data. Data is so crucial in every project that, in fact, if you don't know, some people don't even know what data is. That's a shame, isn't it? So data, software, hardware, methods, people. So these are the components of GIS. Excuse me. So you can get a question in the exam that asks you that identify, say, the hardware components in Uber. If Uber is the GIS, if Uber is the implementation of GIS, then tell us which part of it is the hardware. Like that would be a very easy question, but you have people getting it wrong and getting zero. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. You can tell me right now. Okay. Hardware, they are the parts that you can touch, the physical parts of a computer. Okay, so we're looking at the mouse, the keyboard, the mouse, quite is an accessory. Okay. But I intentionally put it there because I'm just bored. People can understand hardware and software. The monitor, we can look at what other parts of the computer? The CPU, central processing units. Are you okay? My CPU is the main thing. So you have your monitor. Once you have a monitor and you have a central processing unit, the rest, like the rest are just a facade. Okay, they are just a cover for what the actual thing is. Is that okay? So you can have, I just want to use something as example. The main component of a thing may not look that sexy. Excuse me to say, not beautiful. But it needs to be covered, okay, and presented a certain way. So the whole computer we look at is really a few things. The keyboard allows you to make an input. The monitor allows you to visualize and to see what I interact with the computer. Okay. So we have what we call human-computer interaction. So that all that happening there. So when we talk about GIS, why is hardware a component? Is because we need to use a computer. It's a computer-based system. Are you okay? So that is why I seem to have deviated. It's a system. When I teach this course, people, this is where they get lost. They can't see that it's a story I've been telling them, that this is a system. So the word system should ring in our ears, okay? And system means different parts are working together. So I can talk about the different parts of it. And it's not like learning something like environmental studies or learning something like strength of materials. Everything's going to be strength. Are you with me? This is a system. So the parts, these are the parts on the left-hand side. And so you want to appreciate the different components that I'm going to be talking about. All right, so it's a system. We need to understand the system. I expect everyone here to have a basic knowledge of what goes into the CPU, a central processing unit. Is that okay? The computer, are you okay? It's the main thing. It contains, you got a motherboard, you got a RAM all in there. Are you okay? Inside it, you find, a processor. Okay, so if we stick with this, we can also look at a storage. We can talk about storage. Computers have storage. Okay, so storage should be differentiated from the memory, which is actually the RAM. Okay, all right, so the motherboard kind of houses the processor. Okay, so in there, within the CPU, you have all these working together, but we need to appreciate that there's memory and then there's the processor. Okay, so when people say they're buying i3, i7, i8, and all these ones, they are referring to the speed with which the computer is able to process, data that is given to it. Because every computer takes in data and processes the data and then gives you information. Are you okay? All right, so we need to appreciate it. So if someone actually asks you that, I'm just buying a computer which is 60 gigabytes. Okay, so someone who has done some basic introduction to computers should know that he's referring to something. Are you okay? What is that? Are you okay? He's actually referring to 600. Okay, not 600, but you add 3 zeros to it. You have 60,000 megabytes. Okay, that is what he's actually talking about. Yeah, this is a very huge value. But what does the person even mean by 60,000 megabytes? I know most of you know this already, but it's very important. He's talking about 60,000, in that case, 6 million kilobytes. Now I have to stop using those million and all that and just keep quiet because we're going to the trillions and all that now. So if I add another set of zeros, I'll be getting the bytes. Okay, so 1 byte in computers really represents 8 bits. Okay, and a byte kind of stores, if it stores something like hello, then every single letter in there is represented by a byte, more or less, like that's how it is. And so if someone writes hello, it will be zeros and ones mix up that word. Are you okay? All right, so the 8 bits then represents, 8 states. Okay, so where we can have ones, zeros, and ones, which really defines, information. This is a basic log, yeah, of basic units of information. Is the bits, okay, where we are switching on and off. So 0 is off, 1 is on. This is like basic, information technology stuff for you. But GIS is IT, so remember that we are learning IT. We are learning everything. It's a system, and so everything is in there. So we need to appreciate the RAM as well. We need to know that, take note of the fact that the RAM is really kind of a memory. It's a temporary storage. It doesn't. You don't keep it permanently. It only runs when you start running your programs. So as I'm using my computer right now, my RAM is being used. But when I switch it off, it doesn't get used anymore. Only when you switch it on, then the programs that are running, it starts using the RAM. So random access memory. So normally you have to also have a RAM of usually, if you have a very good computer, maybe 6 gigabytes RAM or something like that, it's also memory. It stores just like the hardware, the storage, hard drive. Hard drive. Okay, wait, so now hard drives, we had the latest technology is a solid state. I think, say hard drive, but really solid state is the latest technology. You need to know that. Very important. All right. So we need to know everything about computers. I don't want to bore you, so please go read more about it. The processor, like I said, is measured, it's a speed. It measures the speed of the computer, and speed is measured in what? Hertz. Okay, so someone can buy a computer that is like 2 gigahertz. I don't want that computer. If you dash it to me, I won't buy it. Are you okay? I won't take it. If you give it to me for free, 2 gigahertz is too slow for me, for the things that I do. I don't need it. It won't help me. Are you okay? So obviously gigahertz, then again, megahertz, 2000 megahertz. So the mega and giga and all these things, you're supposed to know it as a scientist or engineer to be, whatever you want to be. So let's get to know that. Of course, my PC is using i5, sorry, and I bought it for about 3,500 Ghana cedis. Okay, so the i5 is actually determining this price as you go up. If it's cheap for 3.5K, Ghana cedis, it's too cheap. Okay, so I went elsewhere, it was very expensive. For i7, you would be paying 5,000 Ghana cedis upwards. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about.
You said it's cheap.
That's not my focus. My focus is not on the price of laptops. I'm sorry. I just checked it in, so let's not focus on it. Is that okay? It's not my focus.
Yes, sir.
So let's move on. Okay. I thought you asked something about the bytes and all that. The price of a computer, I think that's not my focus. I want you to probably ask a question on hardware, software. Software is programs. Are you okay? So there are people called programmers, they write programs. They'll write a program for anything in the world. A good programmer will write a program for mining, for medicine. You just call the person, tell them what the problem is. They will break it down and write a program for you. Are you okay? So software, people, of course, we have programmers. We have good programmers and we have bad ones. And so good programmers will produce good programs, bad programmers will produce bad programs. So there are good software and there are bad software. So the same thing with GIS. Someone may show you a bad one, and you'll be there thinking that, oh, okay, there's a problem. GIS is it's nothing to be fun. There's nothing fun about it, or there's nothing good about it. But it's because of the way probably the software was developed. So software, any good software should have, a few things, functionality, should have some functions in there that you need. Okay. So when you buy a software to help you do Uber and it's not getting any requests, 3 days, no requests. Are you okay? So it should have good functionality. Okay, so it should have the functions that you need. Okay, it should be usable. Some softwares are not user friendly. Okay, so you need to look at that. It should be robust in solving your problem. Okay, it should envisage that you'll be needing this and you haven't done that. Are you okay? And you'll be making an input, you've not made the input. So it should foresee some of the things that you, the user, really want to do. It should be reliable. So one moment the thing works, the other moment it doesn't. I develop programs, so I know what I'm talking about. You can develop a program that works today, tomorrow it doesn't work. The same software. So it's very important to take note that it should be efficient. Every good program should be efficient. So all GIS programs that you use, this same question should be asked. Whether they are, they have the right functions that you need, whether they are usable, robust, reliable, or efficient. Very important. Okay. So the methods, the component methods in a GIS talks about the organizational, the organization's, business rules, the business rules of the organization. So the organization may have a certain plan that, okay, I'll use Zoomline. I don't have any interest in there. I have no shares there, but I'll use it as an example that if they wanted, to implement a GIS in their company, then you need to look at what are their business rules. You start looking at it. We collect waste. Are you okay? And we take it to a dump site. So your software should now start dealing with where is the dump site. Where they will tell you that they have trucks that move from household. You start thinking about it, household locations, dump site location. You see, this becomes the problem for the GIS person. And then he should be able to now provide a solution. Are you okay? So that you can, make good use of the software. So the software should now implement, the system should look at the methods as well. It shouldn't be just that. So guys, hold on for a second. I need to, okay, I'm supposed to go on. Are you going to wait for me?
Yeah.
You wait. Say it again. Participants. Currently. 10 years. Say it again.
What's the mission?
FO. I don't think they have a T. There's a T in the middle. I think it's FO. It's not FO. Yes.
It's supposed to be
1:30. I started at 1:30.
So what are you
in 2 hours time? Yes. Hold on, guys. As I was saying, the methods has everything to do with the business rules of an organization. Okay, so business rules of organization, you have to identify them. When you look at Ghana Water Company, for example, then what would be their business rule? What would be the business rule? So I want you to unmute your mics and give me something here. I need an input. Anybody that doesn't, I'm going to give you marks based on your contribution right now. So those who just log in and then they just hide behind. Okay. Well, so let's unmute your mics and give me the business room for Ghana Water Company. I want an input from the class. Yes, I want some interaction here. Unmute your mics, ladies and gentlemen. Unmute your mics and tell me if I'm giving marks for it. You mention your name, then you contribute. I'm giving marks for this.
I did not get your question. Can you say it again?
That's because you are not listening to me, right?
I was listening, but
that is why I'm asking you to contribute, because some of you are not paying attention. You're not listening. It's not ready. This is a lecture. If you are not doing face to face,
I'm having network problem.
We can hardly hear you, sir.
It's
it
not
goes on and off.
So you cannot hear me. You have to tell me that you cannot hear me. You have to tell me. I wouldn't know you cannot hear me. So everything that I've said so far is total like nonsense. And now I'm going to set a question. So how do you get a question right? You see, life can be very easy. You can't hear the person. Say, we cannot hear you. I don't go on. At the end of the day, if I don't mark you well, then someone's going to blame me. Meanwhile, you can't hear me. Huh? So it means everything I said was not heard. Everything I said was not heard.
Sir, we can hear you, but it's the question that is not clear.
Very good. But I cannot hear you there. Please, nobody should say I cannot. If you cannot hear me, like you are not telling me after I ask you a question. That wouldn't be fair. Okay, so now, for those who can hear me, the question is that for every GIS, there are 5 components: the data, the people, the methods, software, and hardware. I've explained what hardware is, software is. Now I'm talking about methods. So when it comes to methods, the methods are the organizational rules, business rules. Are you okay? The business rules of an organization make up the methods. Are you okay? Because at the end of the day, geographic information system is a system to help people solve a problem. GIS is not just created for nothing. Okay, so now I gave you an example that when we take an organization like Zoom Lion, then their business rule will be, for example, it will be linked closely with their vision or something like their mission or something to make sure that every household is, rid of waste. And so what are their interests? What are the things that they do? That's the business rule. We get waste from households to a landfill site in the quickest possible time. End of story. Are you with me? Business rule. And this is what we do. We use the best, transport, blah, blah, blah. But there's the bit of the geographical bit is getting the waste from the households to the landfill site. Are you following me? Are you following me? Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are with me. So now that will be their business rule. That they'll try to get the waste from your house to the landfill site. End of story. And once they've done that, they get their money. Business is done. Are you with me? Revenue is created, their workers are paid. That is business. Are you with me? So the things that you do to get the business going, or your business, that's your business rule. Are we on the same page now?
Yes, sir.
Great. So in GIS, I want to say the method will be what you are trying to do, that geographical dimension of your business rule. Are you with me? All right. So I said, if you've understood what I just said, then let's try it on another company. And I said, let's try it on Ghana Water Company. I'm going to ask every single one of you. I'll give you one business. Then you tell me what the business rules are. So I'm waiting. I'm giving you the chance. Whoever is ready should just give me You can mention your own business and then give me the business rule. Try and bring out the geographical dimension of it. Are you okay? You can take engineering companies. There are different engineering companies. Pick any of them and then give me their business rule. Okay? Someone selling orange, he has a plan. And you don't know that. Every business, shine maker, he wakes up, he has a plan. I need to visit houses on a straight line. Are you okay? He has a certain idea in his mind how his business is being carried out. Are you okay? That is what I want you to bring out. So what is it for Ghana Water Company or any business of yours? So whoever is ready should start. I'll give you marks for that.
What is that?
Yes, Christian, I see you.
I think, for instance, Ghana Water, for instance, the role is to supply water to households.
Okay.
And be able to build them, and out of that get revenue from there.
Exactly. That's
what they use. Yeah.
Yeah, but I expected you to mention the distribution. The word distribution is very important, isn't it? So it's very important to get it to every household. As you said, I think that's what you just said. Okay, anybody else? Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Alex.
Okay, Alex. What's your full name, Alex?
Logo.
Okay, Alex Logo. Maybe I didn't get a name well. I'll find you, don't worry. Yes. Your network is that bad. Wow. Buy a new modem. Yeah. It's not an excuse. Just go and buy a new. Then you do online, and now your voice is sounding like you are sleeping.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is Aminu Alote.
Okay, Alote. Aminu.
Okay, so I wanted to go with a company who deals with real estate.
Okay.
Okay.
Alex, hold on. Your network is bad. Carry on, Alote. Yes.
Okay, so the business aspect is to provide a convenient shelter for clients.
Hello, sir.
No, Alex, hold on. Your network is bad. Alex, hold on. Don't talk yet. Wait. Your network is bad. It's not working. Okay, hello. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a real estate company. Yeah. Is to provide a convenient shelter and sell properties to clients. The business.
So when you say convenient shelter, what is convenient? Are you looking at financially or
convenience in such a way that in terms of security wise?
Okay, so they build in places where there's
security, yeah.
So you see that the geographical dimension has to come out, that they have to consider the location. Are you okay? They just don't build. They intentionally pick particular areas and then they build it. So that's also part of their business. Are you with me? Aloti. Engineer Aloti.
Hello.
I hope you agree what I said, yeah? You follow what I'm saying? Convenience also means not going to build, a real estate in the middle of nowhere, in the countryside where nobody wants to be. So location is part of it. Okay. All right, but I think you got it. Yes. So yes, right.
Yes. So but Rich.
Yes.
So I'll take a case of a bakery.
Okay, a bakery. Okay, what is their business room and how does it? Yeah, the locational components, yes.
A bakery, any other shop willing to sell bread.
Okay. So they kind of find or locate potential, resellers, isn't it? of the,
Yes.
the bread, isn't it? And so they will be looking at people who are within a certain catchment area. Is that not so? That's a good one. Next.
So this NY.
NY. Okay.
Yes, please.
Right,
Alex Nania also.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, no.
Yes, please.
Carry on.
I was looking at this water company system.
Right.
Yeah, let's say Vortic or Belacqua.
Right.
Yeah, they look up to the system, the hygienic of the water to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hygienic of the water to the people.
No,
so
but look at the locational aspects.
Okay, the locational aspect
of the business that you are doing, yes.
Yeah, looking at the system as we have right now, most of the water system is very contaminated. So they look up to the area, let's say Accra, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look up to Accra, for instance, to give them a good water supply.
Okay.
In terms of their revenue, yeah.
All right. So in that case, they are looking for areas where water is contaminated or to supply them with water that is not contaminated. I think we are all drinking pure water now. We are all drinking water now. Is that also?
Yes, but
is anybody drinking pipe-borne water now? I don't think so.
We have some there.
Are there areas like that?
Yes, please. Plenty. Even in the village of Accra here.
Okay. So that's a good one. So if they really could track where, they haven't reached, they don't have all the location of their residents.
When you go to the villages, they are there.
Yes, but what he's saying is that, what it means is that they have a very large market and area, people that subscribe, patronize their services. But I'm sure it's not everyone who has access to it, so they will be looking out for new setups.
And also looking at the competitive, as their
yes, so yeah, exactly,
supply.
Yes, they can look at, for example, if they think, okay, if we need to get to this area because nobody's there, Vortic is not there, so let's go there. Belacqua hasn't been there, so let's be there. So that competition has a geographical dimension. Yeah, that is their business, yes. To make the pure water and then to put them out there. There could be other aspects. Okay.
So that's exactly. So many, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Alex, okay. Yes, please.
Okay, all right. Any more? Chris, Patrick, are you not going to say anything?
Yeah, sir. My area is to deal with electricity.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
yeah, with the electricity.
Right.
Electricity, we have VRA, we have Greco, then we have ECG.
What is your business?
Water River, that's the VRA. Yeah, the VRA, they are the main power generators.
Right, okay.
So they generate the power and then sell it to Greco.
Right.
Then Greco also receive it and also release it to ECG.
Okay.
So they have become the middleman. Greco have become middleman between VRA and ECG.
Okay,
so
but
now,
which of them plans the pylons and does the expansion in the network? Which of them?
Okay, is the Greco that deal with the pylons and the
Very
networking?
Good. Very good. How did they determine where the How did they determine where the pylons should be?
Okay, so they look at the geographical area. Let's take it Accra.
Right.
If you look at Accra like this, there's a pylon they established at Circle from Central Accra across Circle to getting to the industrial area.
What is the criteria? What is determining whether there should be one or should be?
I said all this about the distribution. Because there should be some heavy transformers which will receive the power and then that.
Okay, so even if you have to put it inside the sea, you go and put it in the sea.
No. Say it's about the settlement. They look at the settlement area of the place.
Okay. So they have to locate their pylons in an optimal way. They have to locate it by thinking through it and decide that it can be here or it cannot be there. Do you agree, right?
No, they are
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So that is a business rule to distribute electricity to homes in a safe, in a safe and optimal way.
Yeah.
All right. Wait.
Yeah.
So let's go to Chris. Chris has been quiet. Grace has been quiet. They are not here with us. Yes.
Chris is Christian. I did the first one on Ghana Water.
Yes.
Chris said it first. Yes. So
Chris, have you said something?
Case, can I talk about? Say I'm about
Grace,
to say
Grace,
something.
hold on. Let's Chris finish. Grace.
Sir, please. I was the first one. Ghana Water. My light went off in my area, so I've now connected with my phone.
So you are Christian. Oh, Chris
Yes,
is Christian. Okay. All right.
Yes,
all right. I got you.
Okay, sir.
Alex, and then Sobalt has also said something. Grace, carry on, please.
So second.
Yes, Grace.
Okay. So sir, please, for this question, can I talk about the business role for a consultancy firm?
About what? Grace, I can't hear you.
The business role for a consultancy firm.
Talk about it and let's hear you. Whether you have been here or not, I suspect you are not here. So let's listen to you.
Oh, sir, I've been here.
So let's listen to you. We'll know. Let's
okay. So yeah, I want to talk about this consultancy firm, Fast Consult. So they have to provide high quality technical and professional service to public and private sectors. So then they have to offer excellent design and construction supervision in the different areas of civil engineering. So that's what I wanted to say.
Grace, you've not been here. You've been cooking, isn't it? Okay.
No.
Okay. Anyway, I'll still give you the marks, but pay attention. I'll be doing this a lot. I'll be taking you by surprise. Okay, the link will cut off. When it cuts off, let's rejoin the same link, the same thing. But I think you've all done well in your submissions, and that is what GIS is really about. It's about solving problems in the real world. It should integrate. It's a new system, and every organization that's not using GIS to the advantage, they are very old-fashioned and very, pre-colonial, I would say.
Hello, sir. Let me know. I didn't speak.
Okay, please carry on. Go through. I think you haven't spoken.
I didn't speak, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Hello, I didn't speak.
I said go ahead.
Speak now.
They're not hearing you.